Hey guys, Mom and Kid here, coming to you again. How's everybody doing? Here again, once again, to talk about some more comic news. It's been a busy week for comic news, guys, and this time around, this was pretty much a big surprise, and in a sense, it's been a long time coming, especially for us X-Men fans as well. We've been seeing, X-Men, movies, and, we've always, what has been mainly the main villain? Pretty much. Magneto, right? Well, it was kind of tweeted by Bryan Singer that he just tweeted X-Men Apocalypse 2016. And that blew up. That basically everything just blew up from there. Now, what does that mean in a sense? What does that mean? Basically, in a sense, I'm guessing it means that the next movie in the X-Men franchise will deal with Unsabanor Apocalypse, who many of us, myself and many others included, have been saying for a long time, when are we going to see Apocalypse? When are we going to see him? It's about time we see Mr. Apocalypse, and now supposedly in the next next 3 years, we're going to see that. We're going to see this. We're going to see Unsabanor come to life. Now, I'm not really going to go into detail and be like, okay, but I'm just going to give my thoughts, okay? This is good. And I trust Bryan Singer to really, bring it. I trust him to stay faithful to the character. I feel that he will take on the responsibility. I believe he will direct it. If not, but I think he's fully back on board the X-Men franchise, and he's going to do all he can to make sure it stays in good graces. Some of us said, once he got back on, it's worked out for the best. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, and I'm not saying that I'm glad that I'm fully on board with everything he does, but I trust him to really bring this character to life. But the main thing also is, guys, is where is this supposed movie going to take place? You know what I'm saying? Where is this movie going to fill in the gaps in? Is this going to be a movie that takes place after Days of Futures Past? Is this the outcome of the what comes next? There's a lot of things that are being brought up about this. Will we see? Maybe this was planned from the beginning. Maybe we'll see tidbits of it in the Days of Future Past movie. We saw them, for example. I agree with what I read with some of the other thought videos. Like, we see in the trailer, the X-Men are in a temple. Could that be Apocalypse's temple? We don't know. Things like that. But this is good news, but it's also fearful, because this is a character we don't really want to see get messed up either. This is a very iconic X-Men villain. To me, when you think about the X-Men, in terms of villains wise, 3 of them really come to mind very much. And those 3, Magneto, Apocalypse, and Mr. Sinister. Those are probably the 3 main that you, right off the bat, you know right away. And now supposedly 3 years from now, we're getting Apocalypse. And Mr. Singer teased that. So it kind of leaves you wondering, okay, how is this going to play out? Where does this lead into? Will this lead into the supposedly X-Force movie that's coming out soon? They say they got a script, but nothing's set in plan. Will this lead into the X-Force movie? You know, a lot of things you got to think about in this. But having Apocalypse means, okay, will, you know, who's going to be a lot of, you know, especially with this, you know, is this going to be a Age of Apocalypse story? Another famous storyline that became its own world in the Marvel multiverse. So it kind of plays that up as well. It's like, okay, is this Age of Apocalypse, or is this something else, but just has, you know, has a apocalypse in it? What also you gotta respect is basically what team is this gonna be? Is this the first class team, or is this the, you know, the older members? You know, or is it somebody new? Is it new members? You know, in this sense, you know, it can be, you know, we could see characters we haven't seen in a while. Maybe, you know, as much as I didn't agree with just shoveling him in the third movie, but will we see Apocalypse bring by his 4 horsemen? Will we see Angel maybe become the Archangel? You know, will we see characters like Wolverine become Death, and, you know, other characters like that? You know, there's a lot of questions that go on, especially in my mind, in terms of this now. But the main question also is, for me, how is he gonna look? You know, is he gonna be a model of somebody? Like, maybe it's gonna be a bigger man playing the character, but his voice is done by someone else. For example, many of us have said, you know, many of us have gone on to say, get James Earl Jones to voice him. James Earl Jones is my first choice. My second choice is Keith David to voice Apocalypse. Can you imagine Keith David voicing Apocalypse? Or James Earl Jones with his regal and profound voice? You know, this is Darth Vader we're talking about. Could you see him going on to voice another famous character? You know, it makes a lot of sense. You really look at it like that. But you know, there's so much to talk about. And I'm just throwing out ideas, but I'm also giving my thoughts of factors like, it's about time, yes. A little scared, yes. Where does this lead? Where does all this lead? You know, who's, you know, it's just so many things you throw out there that just makes you wonder, you know, was this planned? Or was this, in a sense, just to one up, you know, keep one up everybody? You know, as much as I have to say it, you know, the two big two, they're always trying to one up each other. You know, to me, it's kind of true. You know, they said, hey, Wonder Woman's gonna be in this. Marvel comes out, hey, here's Spider-Man. And you know what, just to make it even more, hey, now we got Apocalypse coming in a future X-Men movie. So in a sense, that kind of gives me in a sense, that's a little bit of my opinion. Like, they're trying to one up each other. You know, it always seems that way. You know, but you know, who's to say it's true? But the fact of the matter is that we're getting Apocalypse sometime in the future, live action in a movie, and there's a lot to really wrap your head around it. Like, where is this gonna go? First of all, where does this lead? Where does this story take place? You know, there's so many questions you ask yourself that even I can't really think about, in a sense. But it does give you a lot to think about. It really does. And I want to know from you guys, what do you feel? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about Apocalypse Unsabanor coming to the big screen by Bryan Singer? But other than that, guys, this is Mount Vernon Kid. Peace. One love. Stay tuned. Keep it real, guys. I'll catch you on the flip flop. as always. Take care. Hey guys, Mama and Kid here, coming to you again. How's everybody doing? Here again, once again, to talk about some more comic news. It's been a busy week for comic news, guys, and this time around, this was pretty much a big surprise, and is, in a sense, it's been a long time coming, especially for us X-Men fans as well. We've been seeing, X-Men, movies, and we've